As an upcoming colorist, one of the hardest things for me wasn't exposure, it was consistency. Getting that clean cinematic color gradient, soft roll-offs, beautiful skin tones, film-like contrast without breaking the image. I tried LUT, I tried manual grading, I tried everything. And honestly, it was frustrating. What's up, guys? It's NINJACOLOR. As an upcoming colorist, one thing I struggled a lot with was achieving that really clean cinematic color gradient, especially when working on the different lighting conditions. I could get decent grades, but they didn't feel finished. They didn't feel like film. The highlights weren't rolling off the way I wanted. The shadows sometimes felt too digital. Skin tone were tricky, and sometimes the image would just fall apart when I push it too far. And then I started experimenting with Dehancer. What really stood out to me was how it emulates real film characteristics, not just the grain, but halation, bloom, film compression, and color separation. It wasn't just like slapping on a lot. It felt like building a look with intention. And the crazy part is, recently, Dehancer actually reached out to me to create a review on their plugin. For me, this was a very, very big deal because this is a tool that genuinely improved my workflow. So today's video is being sponsored by Dehancer. So we'll be collaborating this footage on the screen right now. Anyway, this is just to, this is going to be a very short tutorial and also to let you know the power of Dehancer and how Dehancer can help you improve on your project. Yeah. So as you can see, this footage already has been converted to Red 709 already. So I'm just going to start my color grading. So for the first thing I usually do is to work on my exposure. So check the image. Okay, I think it's exposed enough. So increase it a little bit. I'll come to my primary color wheel, cut down on the highlights a little bit, touch up the gains, and I'm good. Then come to contrast. I like using the custom curves, activate the editable splines, so just tweak around it. So you get a very good result. Okay. So this is good enough. And then also for saturation, I like using the HSV, saturation for this. So I'm just gonna right click and go to color space, change it to HSV, click it again, go to your channels, disable channel 1 and channel 3. Then once you come to your gamma, you can use your primaries to control your saturation. So I just like shifting the green down. You seen the results? This is the result of HSV saturation. You can use your gamma to also make it more vivid or cut it down, reduce it a little. So but I think this is good for me. This is before and after. So I think that is good for now. So I'm just going to go straight and apply my Dehancer. Go to effects, Dehancer, drop it. Wow. So this is it. When you first apply your plugins, it gives this kind of unusual, scary kind of look, but don't be scared. All it needs is just to work around it and you're good. So I've converted my image already. I'm working under the DaVinci White Gamut color space, but I like putting my Dehancer at the end of my node. I like it coming last, I guess. So automatically it's going to be on like 709. And then the one thing I love about Dehancer is that you can actually color grade your entire footage with using just one Dehancer node, because it has option for exposure where you can do your white balance. It has the film print, film developer, film compression for your highlights. If your highlight is blowing off, you can use film compression to control it, and it has expand, the film print section, the color head, the film grain, halation, blue, and the rest of them. So, but we're just going to take it one after the other. So for this, I think the first thing I need to do is white balance my image. So just tweak around with the temperature and the tint pump. I think this is good. You can see the magic already. First of all, I think I need to just disable these grains first of all. It's confusing me. So I've disabled the grains. I'll come back to that later. So that is that for my white balancing here. So I think I'll just jump to the film profile. They have a lot, like tons of film profile to choose from, in terms of Kodak, Fuji, so many options you get. I don't want to go into all of these film profiles because they are just too much, you get. So but for now I'm just going to choose the film profile. I love Agfa. I love this particular film profile. I use it a lot for some of my project. But for this particular project, because of the fact that I want it to be very colorful, I think I'm just going to go for Ektachrome. Yeah, Ektachrome is good. I hope you guys are seeing the magic happening here. So this is without Dehancer and this is with Dehancer. So, but we're still building our looks. So I've chosen the Kodak Ektachrome for this. I think for my film print, I'm just going to go for Kodak, the most popular film prints, Kodak 2383, and voila, this is the result. This is what we have. And you can always go for Kodak Endura Glossy also, depending on the look you're going for. I think I kind of prefer the Kodak Endura Glossy compared to the Kodak. Yeah. I think I like that. But for this particular project, I'm just going to go with Kodak Endura Glossy paper, because it's giving me the kind of look I like already, because this particular grade I'm doing here, it's more like a TV commercial kind of color grading. So I think the Kodak Endura Glossy paper works very, very fine for it. So what is missing here, I think my exposure is down, so I'm just going to boost up my exposure a little bit. Yeah. Then play around with my tonal contrast. I've done contrast on this node already, but I can always do some adjustments here too. And then color density, if you increase it to the end, you see what it's doing to the colors. It's making it, it's giving it a very, very cinematic, dense feel. Like, you know what it means. You know what density means now, you get. So just bump up my color density. See, before and after. So I think I like the color density. And then I'm going to go back to my film developer. First of all, I think my highlight towards this part, it's a little bit blown off. So I'm going to go to film compression for that. Enable it. And you see what it does there. You see what it's doing? It's creating that very soft roll off for your highlights. So your highlight won't be blown off. Yeah, it's wonderful. So I'm just going to come to film developer, enable it, boost up my contrast a little bit, work on the gamma correction to correct it, then boost my color. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. Now I think my shadows are a little bit off, so I'm just going to come to expand to work on my shadows. Wow. See what it's doing? The expand is for to control your blacks, your shadow, and all that. So I don't want my shadows to be crushed, so I'm just gonna open it up a little bit, then open up my white points to boost it up a little bit. So this is coming out great already. I'm loving what I'm seeing. So what next? Let me go back to my color boost again and just boost it a little bit. Wow. So this is great. I think this is it. So this is without Dehancer and this is with Dehancer. Tell me why you wouldn't just love Dehancer. So for the film characteristic parts, this is where we apply our film grains. Again, think it's looking a little bit too much. So I'm just going to use a 35 for this. This is perfect. Perfect. And then I'm going to come to halation. Enable halation is a bit too much. Reduce it. It creates some, reddish feel around the edges where there is light, where light is, hitting your image. And so this is for bloom. Gives you that little pop for your image. And film breadth, I don't usually use all this. So I'm just going to come to my vignette, enable it to, reduce the highlights. So just tweak around it. And I'm good. This is lovely. This is the power of Dehancer. This is what Dehancer does to your image. It gives you that look you're looking for. And the good thing about Dehancer is that, it depends on the looks you're going for. You can always, tweak around it, change your film profile to, you can change them, until you get what you're looking for. I can always change this to, let me see if we still decide to go with the Kodak. Wow, this is also great. This is also great. This is awesome. I think I'll just leave it. I'll go with this Kodak 23 3 print. This is wonderful. I kind of prefer it. See, too many options. You'll just be confused. So we'll go for this one. We'll maintain this one. So I'll just still play around with my settings here and there to balance it up. My film compression. I think my highlight is a little bit blown, so I'm just gonna reduce it. And my saturation, bump it up a little bit. Yeah. So this is great. This is great. So if you still want to do some little split toning, I think this is where you come to the color head, to do split toning. But split toning is process of adding warmth to your shadows, or coolness to your highlight, or to your so just play around with it here. So for shadow, I think I'm just gonna I want to cool down my shadow. See what it's doing, Abby. If you take it here, cools your shadow, take it down, it warms it up. So your midtones is your white. So this is lovely. So I'm just gonna leave it here. Then my highlights. No, I think I'm just gonna leave everything warm. Yeah, I like it. I prefer it this way. Great. So to wrap it up, I'm just gonna come to my sharpness and add a little bit of sharpness to the edges. This is lovely. And then the first node is usually for your noise reduction. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of noise reduction. I think it's hidden here. Depending on your clip, change the frame to 3. Data, and your luma, just gonna increase it to 6.2. And for this threshold, I think 7 is okay. It's good. So this is it. This is it, guys. So guys, that is it for today. So let me know your thoughts. Drop your review on the comment section. And also, if you like to get this plugin Dehancer and use it for your project, just go to dehancer.com and purchase it. And you can also use my promo code NINJACOLOR and get a 10% discount from the original price. Dehancer works with different softwares like Lightroom, Photoshop, Capture One, and Affinity Photos, DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut Pro, Premiere Pro, and After Effects. And they even have an ISO app and an online editor. You can check that out on their website, dehancer.com also. Okay, so that is it for today. Thank you very much for watching.